being here tonight. Somewhere between scared stiff and scared stiff and just fearful. Just put them in a blender and just go ahead with it. That's kind of where I am. I'm just going to very quickly, if you don't have the Song of Songs in the Passion Translation, you need to get it. You just have no choice in that one. I just kind of believe that's a word from the Lord. But before we do anything else, we can just stop there and say, okay, Jesus. Before we do anything else, I just want us to hold our hands like in a receiving formation. This is my favorite prayer position, and I'm going to pray to my best friend in the whole universe, Holy Spirit. You're so good. Just clothe us right now with your presence. In Jesus' name. Wow, he is good, isn't he? That is so good. That just tasted good right there. In chapter 2 of Song of Songs, he said, suddenly he transported me into his house of wine. He looked upon me with his unrelenting love divine. Revive me with the goblet of your wine. I'm sorry, I'm having a moment here. Refresh me again with your sweet promises. Help me and hold me, for I am lovesick. I am longing for more. Yet how can I contain any more? His left hand cradles my head, while his right hand holds me close, and I am at rest in his love. So we're just going to stop there for a second. We're going to Selah. That's just really, really good stuff right there. One translation says his banner over me is love. Another one says he covers me with his love. And the only image that I can get is Boaz putting his blanket over Ruth while she's laying at the foot of his bed. And she's just waiting for, not to wake him up. I just hope I don't wake this man up. I don't want to disturb him. I don't want to hold him. I don't want to mess up his life right now. And yet Boaz was awakened. And he put that covering over her. And that was the covering of love. It was the covering of being such a man that he says, I'm going to take ownership of this woman who is a widow. This woman who has no family. This woman who's just longing for something that's deeper. She's a woman that wants to be loved once more. And we're in that position as people today that want to be loved and want to be held and want to just be embraced by the Lord. And if I can get just a little fleshly in this, he grabs her by the back of his head with his left hand, and he cradles her close, and he looks at her like this. He's just in love with this woman, looking at her passionately in his eyes, and he says, I love you, my dearest one. I'm holding you close to my breast. You can hear my heartbeat. You can feel my beard against your face, and you can smell my aroma. Oh, that was good right there. I don't care who you are. I'm just having the time right now. Thanks for ruining my time. I appreciate that. So he holds me, and then the bride says that she is at rest in his love. She has come to that Sabbath rest. Not a rest where nothing is happening, but a rest where she's content totally in where he is loving her. And that's just the passion of God's heart. And then God says, the king says to the brides-to-be, don't disturb her until she's ready to arise. Yeah, leave her alone. And then the next couple verses later, he says, okay, it's time to get up. So if you go down to verse 10, he says, arise, my dearest, hurry, my darling, come along with me. I have come as you have asked, to draw you to my heart and to lead you out. For now is the time, my beautiful one. The season has changed. And I prophesy this over each of us today, that our season has changed. This is awesome. The bondage of your barren winter has ended, and the season of hiding is over and gone. The rains have soaked the earth and left it bright with blossoming flowers. The season for singing and pruning the vines has arrived. I hear the cooing of doves in our land, filling the air with songs to awaken you. This is so good. And guide you forth. Can't you discern this new day of your destiny breaking forth all around you? The early signs of my purposes and plans are bursting forth. And I can almost see God going like this. Have you ever seen a dam that just has so much water? Have you ever seen that movie with Evan Almighty or whatever it's called, with the Noah's Ark thing? And he's got that lake standing back there and it's filling with water, and the pressure on the dam is so much that it cannot contain it anymore. And what's happened is that the water just bursts forth. That's the promises of God for you. He has filled you with promises. Your lake is full. Your time is full. Your season has changed. You are not the person that you were 5 minutes ago. You're not the person that you were at 6:30 this evening. You are not the person you were 2 minutes ago. You are a person embraced by the Lord, held and wooed up until, I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional. This is awesome. And then God's just holding you, and he's embracing you, and he's kissing you. And she says at the beginning of this whole book, let me know the kisses of your mouth. And God's saying, I'm giving them to you. Usually the pulpits don't bounce like that, but that's okay. And then God says the seasons are changing. Your season tonight has changed. You are not anymore in your season of barrenness. Your dry season is over with. If you're experiencing something like that tonight, God is saying that season of barrenness is over. Your winter is over. It says in Genesis chapter 8, the last verse, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter will not cease as long as the earth remains. And I'm here to tell you tonight that your winter season is over. Plant the seeds because harvest time is coming to you. The rains have soaked the earth and the blossoming of flowers has come. You are the blossoming flower. Your destiny is at hand. And God is looking at you like a floral meadow, willing to burst forth with fragrance and willing to burst forth with beauty, yellow and golds and purples and all those flowers and all the colors that you can imagine, reds. And I just love flowers. And one time I was laying in a field in Eastern Europe when we were on a missions trip. And I was just laying there, and I just so nice. The fragrance was beautiful. The flowers were soft, except the ones I crushed. And it was just so beautiful to be in that position and understanding that when he says that the season of hiding is over and gone, the rains have soaked and left it bright with blossoming flowers, that's where you are right now. You are that blossoming flower. You are that flower that is bringing a fragrance to every room that you walk into. You are that flower that beautifies every position and every place that you walk into. Times may be hard for you at this moment, but you're there to beautify that hard time, to show the God of glory who loves you so much that he wants to kiss your face, that he wants to hold you close, that he wants you to smell his fragrance, and he's put you there so that he can be who he is in that person's life that you're with, in that business that you're invading, in that city that desperately needs God, such as Reading is. Wow, that was good stuff. And then he says, I hear the cooing of doves in our land. And this is such a good part because doves start to coo at harvest time. And God is ready to bring a harvest to you. Though you had a hard time and though you've never seen fruit and though you've planted seeds your entire life, the promises of the Lord are right now ready to burst forth. And the promises of the Lord are ready to break down that dam and to come upon you. All those promises and prophecies that were spoken to you are ready to be burst forth. And God's done it because he loves you so much. And he just wants to show you that he loves you so much. And he wants to show me that he loves me so much. And he's saying this to us tonight because I believe this, that God, who is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all we ask or think, is ready to do that in you. And the last verse that I'm just going to give you is from Haggai chapter 2, verse 19. Is your seed still in the barn? Yet the vine and the fig tree, the pomegranate, yet from this day forward, I will bless you. Thanks. All right.